And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Easter Sunday, so happy Easter. Let me say that. Happy Easter to everybody out there. But we're going to continue on our show like normal today. We got day 50 of our NFL Draft Prospect Countdown, or is it today, day 51? Day 51 today, yes sir. Alrighty, so we are going to be looking at Jevon Holland for safety from Oregon today. Opted out of the 2020 season, so we haven't really seen him play, recently, but he's been getting better every season, so we'll take a look at that man. As always, we're breaking down the NBA, talk about the stories, and March Madness was yesterday, so let's lead right into that. March Madness last night. Oh my goodness, that first game, a little bit of a downer. I thought the first game was going to be a lot more competitive than the second game, but it totally flopped on us. So unfortunate there, but congratulations to Gonzaga and Baylor. That's the two that we had that our kind of algorithm predicted for the final matchup. We didn't do great. We did all right. I think we did decent. I mean, we've got 94 points. We're first in our own pool, so that's great for us. But, our algorithm, a little shaky in the South region and in the Midwest. Really kind of very good in the West and the East region. But, hey, I predicted the final two. So, I mean, it did its job. It got us kind of the right two to pick from, and hopefully we picked the right one, having Gonzaga winning. So, that game is Monday, tomorrow, I believe, tipping off at 9 o'clock. So, March Madness will come to an end tomorrow, which is good and bad. Having that, March Madness is great, but the games dwindle at some point, and we got to get a winner. So unfortunately, it does have to come to an end, but we get a winner. So alrighty, so the first game up, Baylor and Houston. Man, oh man, Houston's defense non-existent, and then their offense non-existent as well. I mean, they scored 20 points in the first half, not very good. Baylor outscoring them 45-20 in the first half, and then Baylor just continued on with the scoring. Houston's defense couldn't lock it up anymore, and then their offense, which we know is nothing great. We know they kind of struggled to score the 67, the 62, the 63 in their last three games, and then just laying kind of a little bit of an egg there with the 59 points. So unfortunate there for Houston, but very well done. But Baylor definitely going to be able to challenge Gonzaga a little hard out there, because then just last night, the late game, Gonzaga UCLA. Oh my God, great offense. The final score ended up being 93-90, so both teams were on their bullshit scoring wise, and it came down to the final 18 seconds. So UCLA, Juzang out here with the final dribble drive, goes for it. Nice little mid-range pull-up jumper. Does not go, but he gets his own rebound and then puts it right back up for the tie game. And then Jalen Suggs says, nah, I'm ready to win this game. No overtime. No. I'm ready to hit the first buzzer beater of the tournament. I'm ready to be the man. I'm ready for social media to go nuts over me. I'm ready to be that guy. And I'm ready to lead this undefeated Gonzaga team to the finals on my wild, not even a wild three-point attempt. I mean, this is good. This is kind of, this is Curry-esque. No, I mean, dribble up, right, kind of a couple steps in midcourt, fire off a buzzer beater, bank it off the glass. Yes, sir. So Jalen Suggs gets it done for Gonzaga last night in absolutely epic fashion to beat UCLA, who I kind of feel a little bad for. I mean, they battled literally every step during the tournament, a play-in game, getting disrespected, upsetting all these other seeds. I mean, look who they ran through their first game. They had to beat BYU, and then they kind of got an easy second opponent with ACU, but then they had to go and face Bama, and their offense did fantastic, putting up 88 points. And then they were able to go and challenge that great defense of Michigan and just squeak out a win with 51 points. And then they challenged Gonzaga, who is arguably, the best team in the tournament. Everybody's picking them to win. Everybody's praising everybody on this team. Everybody's praising the team just in general. And they go up and put up 90 points against Gonzaga. But Gonzaga's like, we can put up 93, baby. It's no worries over here. The offense is not the problem. This was UCLA's best game, hands down. And Gonzaga's like, yeah, we've had better. We've had better. So just an absolutely stunning shot by Jalen Suggs. Absolutely fantastic by that man. I mean, could you imagine hitting a game-winning buzzer beater shot in March Madness with everybody eyes on you in the Final Four? I mean, you're the man. You're the man. You could walk around campus if they still have in-person learning in college over there in Gonzaga. But I mean, you're the freaking man, folks, and they can never take this away from you, man. That's got to be a great feeling, man. Damn. I wish I was playing basketball right now. Darn. But very well done to Jalen Suggs. And this man can't only just ball, man. This man can play quarterback as well. Jalen Suggs was also an insane football player. They post a little 40-second highlight clip of this man. Here we go at the quarterback position. Look at his kind of escapability in the pocket. This nice, fast running game. A dual threat quarterback this man could have been, but he decided to take his fame to the basketball court and hit game-winning buzzer beaters in March Madness. But this man definitely could have been a quarterback here at high school, just getting it done. The speed was elite. Look at this arm. Look at that arm. Absolutely fantastic. Let's count the yards on this. He's throwing this from the 15-yard line, getting it all the way down to the 35-yard line. Fantastic. What is that? 35 plus 15, 50 yards. Fantastic work out there. So the man's got an arm. He's got the speed. He's just an all-around athlete, folks. So watch out for this man at the next level in the NBA, or maybe he switches back to football. Who knows? Who knows? Probably not that, because he just did his thing there out on the court. But just an absolute flawless game. UCLA hung in there, had the lead for some points, put up the offense was not the problem there for them. Just unfortunately ran into a little bit of a better Gonzaga team. So the final matchup is set here in March Madness. Gonzaga, Baylor. How is your bracket looking, folks? You hinging on the last game? You fighting in that first spot in your own pool? Alrighty, so we'll break down the game on Tuesday's show once it ends tomorrow at 9 Eastern. Alrighty, let's head to some other stories. Alright, Robert Kraft believes the Patriots haven't, quote, done the greatest job the last few years in the draft. Alrighty, is Robert Kraft taking a little bit of digs over here at Billy B, Billy Boy? Alrighty, so let's read some of these quotes here by Robert Kraft. All right, Robert Kraft enjoyed his team's spending spree, but the 6-time Super Bowl champion owner of the New England Patriots knows the core of his club's future won't come through free agency. Quote by Robert Kraft. Quote, in the end, if you want to have a good, consistent winning football team, you can't do it in free agency, Kraft said Wednesday. Quote, you have to do it through the draft because that's when you're able to get people of great talent, whether it's Willie McGinnis or Tom Brady. You get them at a price where you can build the team and be competitive. Once they get their second contract, if they're superstars, you can only balance so many of them. So Robert Kraft is like, hey, I know we lost Brady, but can we start winning some games here? And we've really got no great talent out in the field. That's why I had to open up my own checkbook and had to start paying people out of my own pocket out here to get all these decent, not even great weapons, kind of tier 2 weapons out here for Cam Newton. So Robert Kraft putting a lot of urgency on Bill Belichick to have a good draft here. Let's see what else we get here on these Robert Kraft quotes. Kraft wants his team built through the draft. The Pats owner knows that's where Bill Belichick and his staff have stumbled the past few seasons. Quote by Robert Kraft, here we go. Really, the teams who draft well are the ones who will be consistently good, Kraft said. I don't feel like we've done the greatest job in the last few years, and I really hope and believe I've seen a different approach this year, so that's great. Maybe they're kind of like, all right, whatever we've been doing, Robert, or, Bill Belichick and company, whatever we've been doing over the last few years isn't working, so let's just kind of do the opposite of what we would do, and let's just go get a wide receiver number 1, and maybe just let's just go after talent. Let's get all the talent because, the big knock on Bill Belichick is that he has never really drafted an elite wide receiver that has really kind of panned out. So maybe Bill Belichick's like, you know what? We're just going to draft every single wide receiver. All of our picks are going to wide receivers. We can't strike out if we draft 7 wide receivers. So we'll see what the plan is that Robert Kraft is so impressed by that Bill Belichick is doing. Let's continue on with the quote here. All right, I've seen a different approach this year. In the end, it all comes down to what happens on the field and how people execute, and you really don't know how good a draft is for at least 2 years, especially in the environment we're in now. I'm not quite sure what our off-season training and learning abilities will be, and yeah, I mean, that's why I'm not sold 100% on draft picks. If I don't have a top 10 draft pick, I will have no problem trading that draft pick. I do not care. Top 10 draft picks, you're kind of, you're surefire to get that best player that you believe is the best kind of player at that position. So whether it's quarterback, wide receiver, running back, safety, linebacker, offensive tackle, lineman, whatever that is, if you get a top 10 pick, you're shoring yourself the greatest in one of the positions in this year's draft. Everything else, is kind of, everything else has really high bust potential. Even those first round picks, even the first top 10 picks have big, bust potential as well, but I feel a little bit more secure in those top 10 picks because I have my choice. I have my choice of basically all the players eligible in the draft, so I can kind of, all right, who's the one player I really want the most? All right, I can go out and get him. And then, I can trade away these picks to go out and get guaranteed proven talent. I would trade my second and third round picks for a proven wide receiver that's been proving very good. Phillip Lindsay, if the Broncos, kept him and I wanted to trade for him, I'd have no problem giving up a second round pick for Phillip Lindsay all day. Second and third, I would maybe even trade my first round, 32nd pick for Phillip Lindsay. I would have no problem doing that. So the draft is a little bit of a crapshoot, depending on what your needs are and where you're drafting. But Robert Kraft wants this draft process to be good, wants them to finally get some good talent. Let's start winning and building, not even building back up this dynasty. Let's just stay on this dynasty. We'll take that year off. I mean, having a lackluster year, a lull year, I would not say that kind of disrupts a dynasty. Yes, you don't have Tom Brady anymore, but you still have Bill Belichick, so that's still part of the dynasty that you can still kind of continue over, but they need to start winning games, need to start being way more competitive than what they were last season. Cam Newton needs to step it up. They need to get better weapons than what they have. Yeah, they got some good tight ends, but Cam Newton needs kind of elite players. He can't really elevate these kind of tier 2 players into tier 3, into tier 1 players. So we'll see what happens in the draft. We still don't even know the direction that the Patriots are going. Do they draft Mac Jones with their first pick, or do they try to help out Cam Newton a little bit? So it's still a mystery. We're about 25 days out from the draft. So we'll see if anything clears up, but Robert Kraft maybe putting a little bit of pressure on Bill Belichick to, hey, if the draft's not working out, Tom Brady's gone, maybe we move off of this dynasty, Bill. Maybe I gotta let you go. So we'll see what happens here with the Patriots come draft night. Like we said, we are doing a live draft show. We will be going a half hour before the draft, all the way through the draft, and that's what we're going to do. So April 29th, come out and watch on twitch.tv/takesbyfans. Alrighty, let's switch over to some basketball stories. And man, the Hornets cannot catch a break, man. Hornets, Gordon Hayward will miss at least 4 weeks with the right foot sprain. First it was LaMelo, then it was Malik Monk, now it's Gordon Hayward. I mean, and they were still winning games without LaMelo Ball and Malik Monk, but now with no Gordon Hayward, I don't know if they can kind of overcome this. He was their other kind of veteran leadership on the floor, always solid, consistent shooting at the 3, but now he's out, and now the bench is going to get a little bit deeper, a little bit more shallow out there, and we're going to see who's going to have to step up in absence of Gordon Hayward, who can get you 15, 17 plus points every single night on efficient shooting while playing decent defense out there. So we'll see if the Hornets are deep enough to kind of fill this spot now as well, and hopefully they can keep winning. But man, oh man, just truly unfortunate what's going on with this Hornets team. I mean, folks, they were the 4th seed. They're the 4th seed in the East before kind of all these injuries. They're still at the 4 because, like we said, they have been winning games a little bit consistently without LaMelo Ball, but now all these injuries, I think it's going to be a little bit too much for this team. So Truly, truly, truly unfortunate, Matt, here for the Hornets. Alrighty, and then the last story to go over, Kevin Durant could return Monday. Finally, let's see Kevin Durant out here. Let's see this super team in action. We haven't gotten a game with Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden since Blake Griffin's got there. We barely even got, games of those three before Blake Griffin even got there. But now everybody's there. Everything's really locked in. The trade deadline is over. Brooklyn has hopefully gotten all the pieces, hopefully they don't get more is what I'm trying to say. So Kevin Durant hopefully going to be playing Monday against the Knicks. The both New York teams under one roof. He's got to go and prove that Brooklyn's better than the Knicks. Got to go that kind of Brooklyn runs New York over here. So let's see what this man can do, how he kind of, refits into the mix. I'm not worried about it. I mean, the Nets, they're going to be fine. These are superstars. These are mega all-stars. They know the pressure. They know how to, play together as a team and share the ball and all get their own points and all kind of get their own production while the other big stars all have their own production as well. So I'm not worried about Kevin Durant fitting in. They're going to get deep. We're going to probably see Joe Harris go down to the bench, maybe even Bruce Brown, but I mean, they're going to be even deeper than what they were, which is definitely not a good sign for the rest of the league because, man, oh man, with just Kyrie Irving and James Harden, they've been fantastic. Now you're adding one of the most elite players in the league. He honestly could be better than LeBron James if he can kind of play a full season healthy, which we kind of haven't really seen that consistently like LeBron James does. I mean, the man barely gets injured. That injury this season, kind of a little bit of an anomaly a little bit. But yeah, Kevin Durant coming back this week. So we're going to finally start to see what this Brooklyn team can do at maximum power, maximum potential. All three superstars plus LaMarcus Aldridge plus Blake Griffin can all do out here on this Brooklyn Nets team. So Kevin Durant coming back potentially Monday. At least this week, but I would say Monday. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we needed to go over for today. We also covered March Madness already, so going smoothly already. So let's head over to the NBA. Let's break down what happened last night in the NBA. We'll go over the moneymaker for today's action, and then we'll head over to our NFL draft prospect of the day where we're looking at Jevon Holland, safety from Oregon. And also, as we go through our NBA, we are going to be keeping tallies of the NBA MVP race and NBA Sixth Man of the Year race as well. We've kind of formulated this thing yesterday live on the show. We had kind of the top three in our MVP race, but we haven't really been keeping track on top of that for the last week and a half, but here we're back at it. We're going to be evaluating all of our candidates here for MVP and Sixth Man of the Year, all on a game-to-game basis, judging their performance on a scale of -5 points to 5 points. You get 2 points for a win, -2 points for a loss, and then based on your stats compared to your team and compared to the opponents and how the game just played out, we'll move your points from -2, maybe closer to -5 if you're doing bad, maybe closer to 0 or positive if you're doing good, and then if you won the game, you get the 2. You start at the 2, and then we'll adjust the score based on your performance. And then that's our thinking of whoever has the most points at the end of the season. That's who our MVP and Sixth Man of the Year is going to be. So far, Giannis is in first place with 6 points. Harden's in second place with 4 points. Joel Embiid in third with 3 points. Lillard in fourth with 2 points. And Jokic in fifth place with 1 point. So as we go through these games, we will determine what points they should be deserving for that performance, add them to their current total, and we'll keep on going on. And then for the sixth man, our kind of top four are Montrezl Harrell, Jordan Clarkson, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Thaddeus Young. So let's start talking about some NBA action here. First game up, Mavericks and the Wizards, and the Mavericks get the win. No problem here, 109-87 against the Wizards. No Bradley Beal last night for the Wizards, so once again we don't expect them to win. Yes, we have Russell Westbrook, but nobody else can really kind of be that missing 30-point a game scorer that the Wizards need without Bradley Beal. So a little unfortunate for them. Russell Westbrook's trying his damnedest out there. But let's start here with the Mavericks. All right, we see Tim Hardaway Jr. get elevated into the starting lineup here. Who was he in place for? Who did not play? Porzingis did not play. Josh Richardson did not play. And Maxi Kleber all did not play last night. So a little bit of a shakeup here. This is the lineup that the Mavericks went with. Luka at the 1, Tim Hardaway Jr. at the 2, Dorian Finney-Smith at the 3, Nikola Melli at the 4, and then Boban Marjanovic at the 5, who actually had a pretty good game out here. I love Boban, man. Honestly, I don't think they use him too much, but man, oh man, when they need him to step up, he really does. So shout out to that man. Truly respect for that man, and he's absolutely fantastic. All right, here we go. Luka Doncic, 26 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds on 1 of 8 from 3. Yikes, but he shot 50% overall from the field. So overall, pretty good game for that man. Tim Hardaway Jr. already a 6th Man of the Year candidate, so let's judge his performance here. We'll give him 2 points for the win, 16 points, 4 rebounds. He shot 31%, 3 of 7 from 3. I mean, he didn't really elevate his game. That's why we want Tim Hardaway Jr. as kind of 6th Man of the Year, because when he's in that starting rotation, I mean, he doesn't really elevate his game to really starting status. His production in the starting lineup and off the bench are kind of similar. You just get more efficiency off the bench because you get less shots up and less minutes played, but he's still having the same production out of him. So Tim Hardaway Jr., we're just gonna give him the 2 points here for a win, because this is just kind of, very mediocre for him. 16 points, 4 rebounds, that's what we expect him off the bench, and he also had no assists. What is that about? So we're just gonna give Tim Hardaway Jr. 2 points here in his 6th Man of the Year point column, so he will move up to 5 points here. Alrighty, let's keep on going here with the Mavericks. Boban Marjanovic here, 15 points, 12 rebounds. Yes, sir, a plus 14 also. Nikola Melli, 10 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds. A nice night by him. He shot 100%, so that's what we're talking about. A plus 22, the highest plus minus on the floor. Stepping it up in place of Maxi Kleber. Love it. And then Dorian Finney-Smith, 11 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 50% from the field and the 3, so we'll give him that. Overall, a nice night here by the starters. Everybody in double-digit scoring, and Luka with the 26 to kind of lead the scores. Love it. And then off the bench, yes, sir, Jalen Brunson, 19 points and 3 assists and 2 steals. And only 20 minutes of, he played 29. 19 points, 3 assists, 2 steals in 29 minutes of play. But overall, I mean, the points were there. That's what they needed. With Tim Hardaway Jr. not being on the bench, you get a little less deep. You have to bring 3 players off the bench. So you expect them to be a little bit deep or a little less deep in this game. But Jalen Brunson's able to get it done. So overall, a good night here by the Mavericks, winning it without Porzingis. All right, now let's go to the Wizards now. Russell Westbrook was doing his thing. 26 points, 5 assists, 14 rebounds, and he only had 4 turnovers. So not a bad overall night by him, but like we said, nobody steps it up. I mean, look at this. Garrison Matthews, no points on 0 of 4 shooting. Alex Len, their center, 0 points, 5 rebounds on 0 of 2 shooting. So that's 2 players in your starting lineup getting really no great production out of them. So absolutely not great there. Davis Bertans is finally back. Thank goodness. He gets up into the starting lineup, but didn't really do anything. This is his first game back, so maybe we can give him a little bit of a break. But man, oh man, Davis Bertans, he used to be kind of the 3rd best option for this team, but he's really kind of floundered ever since he's been out. Hasn't really been able to get consistent here, and he only put up 11 points and 2 rebounds on 44% shooting. It's not terrible, but it needed to be more without Bradley Beal. And then Denny Avdija, 9 points and 8 rebounds. Once again, just nobody really stepping it up. Nobody going above and beyond. And that's what this Wizards team, man. That's what this Wizards team is, man. Nothing really truly great. Let's shout out Raul Neto, 16 points, 4 rebounds off the bench. He's usually always consistent, so we can shout out him. And same thing with Robin Lopez. I mean, you got Alex Len as your starting center. Robin Lopez is clearly better than Alex Len, but they need to just use Robin Lopez off the bench. Basically, the same thing the Lakers do with their centers, having Montrezl Harrell come off the bench and starting Marc Gasol. So kind of the same situation here. The better big coming off the bench, and Robin Lopez put up 18 points and 4 rebounds in 32 minutes on 8 of 9 shooting. So, and he was plus 0 on the floor in a loss. We'll take that. So overall, nothing really truly great here by the Wizards, and that's what we are used to. All right, so the Mavericks win 109-87. Let's go to the Knicks and the Pistons, and this was one of our moneymaker picks. Knicks -1.5. We've seen them really they have floundered so hard since the really trade deadline, since really everybody started to get hot on them, maybe like kind of that week of the trade deadline, kind of that week and a half from that trade deadline out, was when everybody was getting on the Knicks, and that's kind of when we were selling the Knicks, because we know how this Knicks team works. We know how this Knicks team needs to win. Everybody on their bench needs to play good every single night, and that goes the same thing with the starters as well, and that's really tough to have. I mean, ask the Raptors. They kind of did it for a full season, maybe even a full 2 seasons, but now this season, I mean, they just cannot get it done, and nothing's really changed. They still have the same pieces, but it's role players not able to kind of play up to their maximum freakish potential, and that's why the Raptors are struggling. The Knicks kind of hit their stride for a nice kind of 2-week stretch, which kind of was able to kind of propel them into the playoff positioning here. Where are they currently? They dropped down to 7th seed now. Darn, I think they were all the way up to 4 at one point. They were kind of where the Hornets were at, but some of these losses right now, 5-5 in their last 10, nothing truly consistent here, and they're on their way down here in the playoffs. So we'll see if they can kind of keep up this great production, because now we're talking kind of greatness from a lot of players here, and that's what we needed from the Knicks. Let's talk about it. Here we go. Their starting lineup is Elfrid Payton at the 1, RJ Barrett at the 2, Reggie Bullock at the 3, Julius Randle at the 4, and Nerlens Noel at the 5. Kind of their classic lineup of what they have been going with. We still see Derrick Rose not getting into that starting lineup. Ever since he's been injured, he's been taken out, and I think that's the right decision. But here we go. Elfrid Payton, 11 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. Great night. He didn't shoot great, but overall, everything's pretty good there. Shot 33% from the field and 1 of 4 from 3. RJ Barrett, a little bit of a lackluster night, but he only took 7 shots. So 14 points, 4 assists, 2 steals on 71% shooting. Nerlens Noel, no points, 6 rebounds, a classic Nerlens Noel game. Julius Randle has a great night, 29 points, 3 assists, 8 rebounds on 56% shooting, 5 of 9 from 3. Fantastic. And then Reggie Bullock, 22 points, 5 rebounds on 66% shooting. So yeah, I would say that's kind of a great game by the starters. We really don't expect Nerlens Noel to score any points or really kind of any meaningful, consistent points out here, but then all the other 4 starters, all in 10-plus point categories, and 2 players in 20-plus. So that's fantastic. Now all we need is a good bench game, and we got it, folks. Here we go. Derrick Rose, 7 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 2 rebounds in only 20 minutes. Taj Gibson puts up 11 points and 5 rebounds. Love it. Emmanuel Quickly, 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Obi Toppin, 8 points. Kevin Knox gets into the scoring mix. I mean, he only played 5 minutes, and he only played because, it was kind of a blowout here by the Pistons, but he still put up 9 points off the bench. I mean, this is kind of what they can do. They've got some nice kind of scoring potential on their bench with Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, and if we can start getting Kevin Knox back right, I mean, holy moly, that'd be kind of 5 good players that we can kind of depend on getting us 10-plus points off the bench on any given night. So that's what the Knicks need. They are decently deep. They all just need to put it together on a consistent basis now. So we'll see if they can keep this going. But I mean, they win 125-81. We had a -1. They win by like 50 points. Easy peasy there. Alrighty, now we go to the Pistons. Well, the leading scorer for the Pistons was Jeremy Grant, but he shot poor. So very upset here, or truly upsetting here by this Pistons team of nobody stepping it up ever, man. Jeremy Grant, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was the leading scorer for the squad. The second leading scorer was Corey Joseph off the bench with 10 points in 16 minutes. The third leading scorer was actually Corey Joseph off the bench. The second leading scorer was Hamidou Diallo off the bench with 14 points in 24 minutes. And then the fifth leading scorer was Mason Plumlee. We can always count on him a little bit. 9 points, 10 rebounds. That's what we're talking about. But nothing great here. Sadiq Bey, 6 points on 22% shooting. Never consistent, never efficient. And it's just very underwhelming, this Pistons team. So we had no problems taking the Knicks here. They get it done. 125-81 over the Pistons. All right, let's move on to the Heat and the Cavs now. And no Jared Allen for the Cavs. Easy there. No Larry Nance Jr. also for the Cavs. That doesn't really, mean too much. It's really just that Jared Allen, because that's their only really good, consistent big. We can always kind of rely on their guards, Darius Garland and Colin Sexton, to kind of put up the most of the points, but after that, nobody else is putting up any points on that team, meaningful points. So we ended up taking the Heat minus 12. They win by 14, so little close there, but we still get the win, so we will take it. Here we go. Goran Dragic plays, Jimmy Butler plays. You know what that means. That's a win, folks. We know this. So, Jimmy Butler, let's start with him. 15 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds on 50% shooting. Only took 8 shots all game, and, no threes. Classic Jimmy Butler game. Trevor Ariza, 15 points and 2 rebounds. Yes, sir. He is fitting in perfectly here, folks. Absolutely magnificent pickup here for Trevor Ariza. Absolutely panning out beautifully. Bam Adebayo still having great work out here. 18 points, 5 assists, 11 rebounds. I mean, this starting lineup is fantastic. Everybody getting it done. Duncan Robinson stringing together 2 great performances here. 18 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds on 6 of 9 from 3. That's what we're talking about. And then we get Victor Oladipo in the starting lineup at the number 1 here. 8 points on 23% shooting, so he's still kind of working it out a little bit, but he was still a plus 10 on the floor, and he had 5 assists to go along with that. So just need Victor Oladipo to get a little bit more better shooting out here, and then this is a fantastic team. The starting lineup is great, and then we get the bench. Tyler Hero, 10 points on 57% shooting. Unfortunately, he didn't hit a 3. Come on, Tyler Hero. That's all you need to do. You just need to hit the 3s off the bench. Duncan Robinson, you just need to hit the 3s. Tyler Hero, you just need to hit the 3s. Unfortunately, Tyler Hero did not have that great of a game off the bench, but he still gave us 10 points, so we love that production. Then we get Namaj Angelica here, 10 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 40%. And then Goran Dragic coming off the bench, playing 26 minutes, 13 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He shot 3 of 6 from 3. So yes, sir, just an overall great performance here by this Heat. This is what the true Heat team is. Watch out. This is what the Heat team is, man. Jimmy Butler, always consistent. Bam Adebayo, always consistent. Duncan Robinson, if the 3 ball is falling, watch out, because he's going to be dangerous like it has been these last 2 games. And once we get Victor Oladipo a little bit more comfortable here in Miami, and he starts to kind of score a lot more efficiency, it's going to be almost too late. It's too hard and too late to stop this Heat team. So love this Heat team. They're fantastic, and this is what I'm talking about on a nightly basis. I mean, this is fantastic. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players all in 10-plus point category. Basically, one more with Victor Oladipo with only 8 points. But overall, a wonderful game by the Heat. Love it. They play so freaking efficient. They shot 53% as a team. Wonderful. And they shot 39% from the 3. I mean, that's well above average there. Alrighty, let's go to the Cavs now. I mean, who's going to be putting up the points here for this team? Here we go. Colin Sexton, that's what we're talking about. 26 points on 64% shooting, 3 steals, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds to go along with that. I mean, he's trying his damnedest out there, folks, and that man is truly the only good, consistent player on this Cavs team besides Jared Allen. Darius Garland, a little bit of a decent night here. 12 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. He only took 8 shots and hit 50%. So we'll give him that decent production, decent, efficient production out there by him. Kevin Love steps up kind of decently here in the starting center position in place of Jared Allen. 10 points, 10 rebounds. He was a -7 on the floor. Alrighty, in a loss, that's not too bad out there. Especially in a, 14-point loss. So Kevin Love, alrighty, we'll give him that one. Dean Wade, 3 points on 12% shooting. Got to be better than that. And then Isaac Okoro had a pretty wonderful game as well. 17 points, 3 rebounds. He shot 71%. Little lackluster on the defense at a -18. But, the points were there, and that's what this Cavs team needed. They just needed some offensive production here. And the starting lineup got it done decent. That's not bad. All right, then off the bench, we get Taurean Prince out here putting up 19 points and 6 rebounds in 32 minutes off the bench on 53% shooting. So not terrible off the bench there for him. And then we'll shout out Isaiah Hartenstein as well. 9 points on 2 of 3 from the field in only 17 minutes. So overall, a decent game here by the Cavs, missing some key pieces. Just unfortunately, the defense couldn't get it done for the Cavs. So Heat get the win, 115-101 over the Cavs. All right, let's head over to the 76ers and the Timberwolves. see what they got going on. Joel Embiid is back in better than ever. He's also one of our MVP candidates, so we will have to be judging and grading his performance here. So here we go. The 76ers get the win, 122-113. This was one of our moneymaker picks. No, it wasn't. Alrighty. Yeah, it was. 76ers minus 12. And they win by 9. Unfortunate. So very close there. We were believing in Joel Embiid, but the Timberwolves kept it decently close. Still borderline blowout. 10 or more points is a blowout, folks, in the NBA. And they kind of just got under that with 9 points. All right, so let's start here with the 76ers. Joel Embiid, 24 points, 3 blocks, 2 assists, 8 rebounds on 42% shooting, 0 of 4 from 3. So overall, a pretty solid night here. He wasn't the team's leading scorer. Tobias Harris took care of that with 32 points. So we'll give Joel Embiid the 2 points for the win. And I would probably say... I think we just leave him at the 2 right there. Just kind of a solid game back here. Nothing above and beyond. So we'll give him 5 points here. Just 2 points for the win, and he already had 3 points coming into this. So we'll give him 5 points total, but just 2 points for this game. Just give him 2 points for this game. He is now at 5 points total. But nothing above and beyond, basically just like what his average is. Nothing, extraordinary. And, not being the leading scorer on the team. But he was a plus 20 on the floor, and that was by far the highest. So he was kind of good on the defensive end. So we'll give him an extra point there. We'll give him 3 total points for his performance out here. So we'll bump Joel Embiid up to 6 points there. Alrighty, now let's start talking about everybody else and who was consistent. Very well done to Tobias Harris. Absolutely magnificent out here. 32 points on 76% shooting. 2 of 3 from 3. 5 rebounds, 4 assists to go along with that. Wonderful job out there. Then we get Ben Simmons, 14 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds on 55% shooting. Classic game by him. Danny Green, 9 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. He was a plus 15, so wonderful there. 3 of 6 from 3, so I'll take that. We'll take that, 50%. And then Seth Curry out here, 13 points, 5 assists on 45% shooting, 2 of 5 from 3. Would have liked it to be a little bit better, but overall, all in all, this starting lineup got it done, so we'll give it to all of them. And then off the bench, Dwight Howard, 7 points, 6 rebounds in 19 minutes. And Shake Milton, 14 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds in 20 minutes of play. So wonderful job out here by this entire 76ers team. Joel Embiid comes back. Nobody misses a step. Nobody misses a beat. Nobody tries, to be kind of a little bit too much out there. And they all work together for a nice, solid win here to get Joel Embiid back acclimated into the starting rotation against a very lackluster Timberwolves team. All right, let's talk about the Timberwolves now. Here we go. Karl Anthony Towns, 39 points, 5 assists, 14 rebounds. Very well done by Karl Anthony Towns out there. They also got nice production from Anthony Edwards. A wonderful game by him. 27 points, only 1 assist and 1 rebound. He also had a steal. But shot 43%, 3 of 7 from 3. Not bad overall. He just needs to be their second leading scorer with kind of 20, 25 plus points. And that's what he's doing out here in this game. So a little unfortunate that they couldn't get the win. We saw that D'Angelo Russell was a game-time decision. He ended up not playing this game, unfortunately. So Jordan McLaughlin out here still getting it done. 12 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 44%, so not overall bad. And let's round out the starters here. Jaden McDaniels at the 4, 14 points, 8 rebounds. And Josh Okogie, 3 points on only 1 shot. And nothing great off the bench here for this Timberwolves team, which is what we know. I mean, there's nothing great on this Timberwolves team. Karl Anthony Towns is great. Anthony Edwards, since, LaMelo Ball's out, is the rookie of the year, unfortunately. But we haven't, he's been decent over these kind of last 10 games, these last 10 game stretch. I think he's averaging about 20 points a game, so that's good. They're just kind of missing that other guard, that facilitator on the floor. So we'll see what happens when D'Angelo Russell gets back, but it's going to be a little bit too late, as we said. I mean, this Timberwolves team is basically out. They're now like 11 games back from that 10th seed, so it's a little bit too late for them, unfortunately. Alrighty, then let's keep going on here to the Pacers and the 76ers, and finally the Pacers get a good win. I would call this Spurs team a good win out here. Not a great win. They're currently number 8 in the West, so barely hanging on to a playoff spot there, but well done for the Pacers. Finally, everybody getting it done. Karis LeVert, he was the leading scorer of this game, but everybody else had great production out here from the scorers to the bench, so let's go over it. Here we go. Edmund Sumner, 15 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot 66%. Karis LeVert, 26 points on 52% shooting, 9 assists to go along with that. Miles Turner, 18 points, 7 rebounds. Doug McDermott in place of Domantas Sabonis. So how crazy is that? They finally win a game with arguably their best player. So Doug McDermott kind of steps in for him at the starting 4. Doesn't do Sabonis things, only 10 points. 1 assist, 2 rebounds, so not even really close to what Sabonis does, but Karis LeVert kind of took care of that a little bit. And then Justin Holiday, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and he really kind of iced the game out there. McDermott iced the game. Yes, McDermott iced the game out there, so well done by him. Really in overtime, made it a 2-possession with not a lot of time left. So he ices the game, ices the win for them. Or maybe, no, it was McConnell. I'm sorry, folks. TJ McConnell off the bench, so let's talk about him. 18 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. He was the one that iced the game, so a great night by him. And then Aaron Holiday also off the bench, 18 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. So wonderful night here. Everybody got it done. Even the other players off the bench. I mean, Jakar Sampson, 7 points. Goga Batazzi, 8 points, 7 rebounds, and then Kalen Martin, 9 points, also off the bench. That's all their scores. So basically, everybody was in 10-plus point scoring if they stepped out on the court in this game. So that's exactly what they need. And now it's going to be, this is Sabonis' kind of first game not there with everybody else out there. Do we have to kind of look at Sabonis as maybe a little bit of a problem? Potentially, they finally won. It came in overtime, so maybe we can't put too much weight in that, but let's keep a little bit of an eye on that. We'll see what happens here. Let's see if Sabonis comes back next game, or maybe he takes next game off, and if this Pacers win 2 in a row, you got to bench Sabonis for the rest of the season. I'm sorry. Or at least until, you try to get back into this playoff hunt. They are currently the 9th seed, so they are going to be in the play-in tournament here in the East, but man, oh man, what is going on with this team? It's very underwhelming. It's an underwhelming team here. Alrighty, let's talk about the Spurs now. Close loss for them, unfortunately. DeMar DeRozan had the chance in regulation to win the game, tie game. He ends up taking the last shot there. Mid-range jumper just unfortunately does not fall. So DeMar DeRozan, 25 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, just couldn't be clutch, unfortunately. Keldon Johnson, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Jacob Poeltl, 14 points, 13 rebounds, 6 of those offensive, so a magnificent game by him. Derek White, 18 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And DeJounte Murray, 20 points, 3 steals, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. So overall, really everybody had a great night here in this game. And, that is kind of in part to going into overtime, 130 points scored between both teams. So, that's a little bit for the inflated stats here. But the Spurs, they still got it done here off the bench as well. We got Patty Mills, 16 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Rudy Gay, 15 points. But unlike what the Pacers did, the Spurs had, a 3-point score, a 2-point score there off the bench. So little light there off the bench, but that's where the Pacers kind of thrived there last night. So unfortunate loss there by the Spurs. This game doesn't really change my opinion about either of these teams. Can never trust the Spurs team and can never bet on this Pacers team. So that still stands after this game. So Pacers get the win 139-133 over the Spurs in OT. Alrighty, let's go to the Magic and the Jazz now. And man, oh man, we were just praising the Magic for being close after kind of trading everybody on their team, keeping games close, even winning some games. They won like 3 of their games since the trade deadline, so fantastic. But then they run into the Jazz and they get blown out, a 40-plus point win. So let's talk about this Jazz team. Donovan Mitchell, a wonderful game by him. 22 points on 72% shooting in 6 of 7 from 3. Talk about efficient after his brother Mitchell was just in the NCAA tournament last night doing his thing. So, that energy carries over a little bit here for Donovan Mitchell. Joe Ingles, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Great night by him. He shot 5 of 7 from 3. Rudy Gobert, 11 points, only 6 rebounds. A little light, but they still get it done, a plus 30 there. They weren't missing shots, so they didn't need all those rebounds because everybody was efficient as heck in this game. Royce O'Neal, 3 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. He was a plus 25 on the floor. And then Bojan Bogdanovic, 17 points, 4 rebounds on 4 of 6 from 3 and 50% shooting. Now let's talk about their bench. Here we go. Jordan Clarkson, who is in our 6th man of the year category. So we are going to have to kind of judge his performance here. So here we go. Jordan Clarkson, 15 points, 9 assists, 2 rebounds off the bench. He shot 60%, 3 of 6 from 3. So a good night by him. Kind of a little bit of a classic night. So they get 2 points for a win here for Jordan Clarkson. And do we give him any extra points here for the performance? 15 points, definitely not needed in a huge blowout win. So we'll just kind of leave it for the 2 points there for Jordan Clarkson. Just everybody was so good in this game. So he gets bumped up to 7 points total. Alrighty, what else? Who else do we have to shout out here for this Jazz team? Georges Niang, yes sir, back at it here. 10 points, 4 rebounds, and only 15 minutes of play. So, just everybody got a lot of time here because, I mean, it was a blowout. So a lot of players off the bench scoring like 8 or more points. So very well done to that, but it was just a blowout in general. Alrighty, let's talk about this Magic team now. Their starting lineup kind of all got it done. I mean, they still they only put up 91 points. But I mean, the starters still kind of got it done, and they were only rocking with only 8 players available to play. So here we go. Chase and Randall, 5 points at the starting one, but then it gets picked up from there. Dwayne Bacon, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Wendell Carter Jr., 19 points, 12 rebounds. And going against, Rudy Gobert, it's not easy, and he was still able to get some decent production out here. So good pickup here for the Magic. Chuma Okeke, 16 points, and then James Ennis III, 12 points, 5 rebounds. So unfortunate Magic that they had to run into the Jazz, but I'm still buying the Magic a little bit, not against these top tier A1 tier teams, but against the mediocre below average teams, we can still believe in this Magic team. So a big old win here by the Jazz, not surprising. Alrighty, let's go over to the Thunder and the Blazers now. Another blowout win here, 48-point win here for the Blazers, winning 133-85. Another game just like what happened last night with the Jazz. So here we go. Let's talk about the Blazers now. Damian Lillard, 16 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals. He was a plus 42 on the floor. And we have to grade his performance, so he gets 2 points for a win. Nothing truly great here. 40% shooting, 3 of 7 from 3. He wasn't the team's leading scorer. It was just kind of a blowout game, so everybody getting it done. So we'll keep Damian Lillard at 2 points here. So we'll add 2 points to his total, bringing him up to 4 points there, 4 big old points. Alrighty. Back to the Blazers now. CJ McCollum, 20 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 4 of 8 from 3. Wonderful. Nurkic, 9 points, 7 rebounds. Robert Covington, 5.6 rebounds. Norman Powell fitting in right fantastically, 15 points, 4 rebounds on 2 of 5 from 3, and 46% overall. Alrighty, we know this was a blowout win, so let's talk about their bench and all these scores. Oh man, I love it. This is what we're talking about, man. This is what this Blazers bench can do every single game. It doesn't have to be against lackluster opponents. This is what they're all capable of. So here we go. Enes Kanter, 12 points, 17 rebounds off the bench. Absolutely love it. Nasir Little, 13 points, 8 rebounds. Carmelo Anthony, 10 points. Anthony Simons, 16 points. Harry Giles III, 12 points. That's what we're talking about, folks. 5 players on the bench, all with 10-plus points. Now, I know they all played a lot of minutes, 15 to 29 minutes there off the bench because it was a blowout win. I get it, but they are all capable of doing this in kind of their own minutes there off the bench. So this is what the Blazers team can do, folks, at full capacity, and this is with kind of lackluster scoring from Nurkic and Robert Covington, and even Damian Lillard only putting up 16 points. So wonderful job there for the Blazers. This was our moneymaker pick as well. No, we stayed away from this game. Can't take credit for this one, unfortunately. Wish I could, but Alrighty, now let's go to the Thunder. Dort ended up not playing. He was game time decision and no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And, I mean, look at this bench. I mean, the only 10-plus point scorer in the starting rotation was Moses Brown, 10 points, 14 rebounds, so very well done to him. But nobody else scoring 10-plus points there in the starting lineup. Tony Bradley, 14 points off the bench, and Kenneth Williams, 18 points off the bench. Those were their leading scorers. Same thing with Darius Miller, 11 points off the bench in only 13 minutes. Come on, what are these starters doing? So, starters couldn't get it done. They shot 35% as a team. Very, very not good. So, a classic Thunder game without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I would say. So the Blazers get the win 133-85. And then the last game of the night, Bucks Kings. Very, very coming down to the wire there. 1-point win for the Bucks. And just unfortunately, the Kings could not rally late in the fourth quarter. Alrighty, let's talk about it. Giannis did not play here for the Bucks, and that weighs heavy in our MVP race. We say if you do not play, we subtract 3 points from your total. So we're going to have to knock off 3 points for Giannis, and he's going to fall right back down to 3 points here. So, you got to be playing, folks. Definitely at the end of the season where you have to shore up your playoff positioning, you need to be playing in these games. I don't care, if you're going to win, if your team's definitely going to win without you. I don't care. I need to see you out there. So, definitely in this back half of the season, maybe in the first half of the season, I can understand, a game off here and there. But definitely in this back half of the season, that's going to be a huge penalty coming down the stretch. So, we do have to subtract 3 points from Giannis's MVP total. Alrighty, but the Bucks still get the win, so I guess we can kind of shout them out for, this Kings team is not an easy out, folks. They've got the offense to put up the points, and, if Giannis not playing this game is close, you put Giannis in this game, it's probably, a little bit of a blowout, maybe 10-plus point win there, but, Giannis and this Kings team can keep up with the best of them, so very well done by the Kings. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite get it done. But here we go. Jrue Holiday steps up big time. 33 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Really takes the game in his hands without having Giannis there. So that's a great sign. Somebody, hey, Giannis, he usually puts up 30 points. We just saw him put up 47 the night before this game. So we need that scoring output to come from somebody. And I love that Jrue Holiday steps up because, before Jrue Holiday was healthy, we never saw Dante DiVincenzo step up big time without Giannis. We never saw Chris Middleton step up big time without Giannis. But here we go. Jrue Holiday back and better than ever. 33 points on 60% shooting and 3 of 5 from 3. So an absolutely perfect game by this man. 33 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Jrue Holiday got it done. Love it. Dante DiVincenzo, 12 points, 7 assists, 14 rebounds. Solid game by him. He shot 44%, 2 of 4 from 3. Brook Lopez, 26 points, 4 rebounds. Great night by him. Pat Connaughton fills in for Giannis in the starting lineup at the 4. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Obviously nowhere near what Giannis does production-wise, but he didn't need to. Just kind of needed to be a nice game manager out here, and that's what he did. And then Chris Middleton to round out the starter, 16 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 1 of 5 from 3, 25% overall. Unfortunate game there by Chris Middleton, but I will give him the 16 points. But overall, nice step up there by Brook Lopez and Jrue Holiday. And then also off the bench, Thaddeus ends up not playing that many minutes, only 8 minutes, so I would have liked to see him play a lot more minutes without Giannis. When he plays a lot of minutes, he usually gets good production, but only 8 minutes, 2 points out there. And then Bobby Portis steps up big time, 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 20 minutes off the bench on 80% shooting. So wonderful night here. They got that kind of great bench player. The starters really kind of all got it done collectively. So a nice team win there by the Bucks. Now let's go to the Kings. What do they got going on? De'Aaron Fox, 27 points, 6 assists. He shot 2 of 7 from 3. Tyrese Halliburton, 12 points, 11 assists. Very well done. Raquan Holmes, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Harrison Barnes, 9 points, 4 steals, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. And Buddy Hield, 19 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. So Decent game overall here by the Kings, but they got great contribution from their bench. That was a little bit of a difference there between the Kings and the Bucks last night. Bucks were just kind of front-loaded in their starters, and the Kings had to go to their bench a little bit more here because we get Terrence Davis off the bench, 27 points, 7 of 10 from 3. Jeez Louise, folks. And then Delon right there, 10 points also off the bench. So, this Kings team, they've got some nice shooters from 3. Collectively, they put up 17 threes, outscored the Bucks by 6 more threes. So, that's what the Kings can do. They've got some nice, consistent three-point shooters on their team, and they've got no problem putting up, 120, 130 points. Just always doesn't result in a win when they do that. Alrighty. So let's review the scoring here in the MVP and Sixth Man of the Year candidates. So up to date now, our front runner in the MVP race is Joel Embiid in first place with 6 points. James Harden and Damian Lillard tied in second with 4 points. Giannis in fourth with 3 points, and Jokic still at last with 1 point. And then for our Sixth Man of the Year, we got Jordan Clarkson. First place with 7 points, Montrezl Harrell in second with 6 points, Tim Hardaway Jr. in third with 5 points, and Thaddeus Young in fourth place with 2 points. So we will keep an eye on today's NBA action and see how these numbers will change after today's games have all played. But let's talk about what is on today. We get Nets and the Bulls there tipping off at 2 o'clock, so we will be able to get a moneymaker in for that game. We get Lakers Clippers 3:30 on ABC. Nice little afternoon game today. Love it. Then we get Hornets Celtics at 6. Grizzlies 76ers at 7 o'clock. Warriors Hawks at 7:30. Pelicans Rockets at 8 o'clock. And Nuggets and Magic on at 10 o'clock. Wow, we get no late game on tonight? No doubleheader with the late game? Interesting. Alrighty. So if you got NBA TV League Pass, you can watch some later games. If not, you'll have to find some alternatives. Won't discuss what those are, but all right. Here we go. So that's what we got on tap today. Let's find a little bit of a moneymaker to go on. Where is the good value? Let's see if we can find any good value today. We went 2-2 with our picks yesterday. Knicks -1.5, that hit. Heat -12, that hit. 76ers -12, they won by 9, so unfortunate, a little bit of a loss there. And then the Bucks -6.5, they only won by 1. So definitely off the mark on that one a little bit. But kind of 3-1 unofficially, we'll call it. We'll give ourselves a little bit of credit for that 76ers pick. All right, here we go. Lines are up to date, ready to rock, ready to be read, and ready to be found value on. And I think we just found the first one, folks. Here we go. Nets, Bulls. Nets -2, Bulls +2. What? Who's not playing here for this Nets team? James Harden is out. So Kyrie Irving is going to be the only one. And what's up with James Harden taking these last 3 games off? You're trying to solidify yourself as MVP, man. You can't be taking games off, especially just having Kyrie Irving winning out there on his own. That's not putting you in the best light for the MVP. So, if James Harden truly doesn't go, which it's right here, he's not, we're going to have to subtract 3 points from him in our MVP race, and I don't want to do that, unfortunately, but we're going to have to. All right, so James Harden and Kevin Durant are out for the Nets, and now for the Bulls, Garrett Temple is out, Kobe White is out. That's going to be a big old bench scoring piece not there, and Zach LaVine is a game-time decision, so I only have to swallow 2 with Kyrie Irving. I've got no problem doing that. Kyrie Irving can get it done himself. Come on, we know that, and they're stacked all around, so if Kyrie Irving flounders, they'll have his back. So no worries here. Nets -2. Chicago, they can't win a game with Vucevic. They have not proven to win a game with Vucevic. 0-3 ever since the trade deadline. Zach LaVine and him haven't really had a great game together. Let's see what Thaddeus Young can kind of do here down low for him and Vucevic down low. But we'll take the Nets -2. I think that's easy money there. Always bet the Nets, man. They're great. They usually cover their spreads if it's not, minus like 15 or 12, so we only have to swallow 2 here. That's absolutely fantastic. We'll take that. The last time we had us swallow the Nets -2, they went by 20. It's no problem, especially like we said against this Bulls team, man. They cannot figure it all out, and they're definitely not as deep as this Nets team, especially with Kobe White being out. That's kind of their third leading scorer. Maybe fourth now. We got obviously Zach Zach LaVine 1, Vucevic 2, Thaddeus Young 3, now that he's in the starting lineup, and Kobe White, probably the 4th best scorer on that team. So definitely going to miss his scoring ability. Nets -2, absolutely love it. Alrighty, then we get Lakers and Clippers. Lakers +10, Clippers -10.5. All right, a little interesting here. Let's see if Andre Drummond is going to go or if he is still out. So LeBron James obviously still out. Jared Dudley is out. Wesley Matthews, a game-time decision. Anthony Davis out, and Andre Drummond, a game-time decision. This is 3:30 on a nationally televised Easter Sunday game. So I'm assuming Andre Drummond is going to push it to go. Clippers, Patrick Beverly is still out. Serge Ibaka is still out. And Jay Scrubb, whoever that is, he's not relevant. And he is still out. So, alrighty, Clippers on a 2-game losing streak, cannot get it done. Just lost against the Nuggets, just lost against the Magic as well. Their last good win came against the Bucks, and that was truly a good win, a nice 20-point win for them. The Lakers, I mean, they just beat the Kings, and that's good. Their last good win really has not come in a huge while. These are their last kind of couple of wins here. Magic, Cavs, Hornets, Timberwolves, Warriors, Pacers, Warriors, Blazers, and that was on Friday, February 26th, that Blazers win. So they went an entire month without a good quality win, and that's understandable because they don't have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So I think, unfortunately, you know what? It is a nationally televised game, so we will take it. Let's take it. I can't trust this Clippers team. I don't know if the Lakers win, but it's home team for, it's home. It's a rivalry. It's Easter Sunday. So with all that being said, and Andre Drummond's a game time decision, and I think he will play. So we will take the 10.5 points here for the Lakers. Let's take these points of all those circumstances. Clippers haven't proven that they can really, they did beat that Bucks team. That's the only thing that's really kind of, pulling me towards the Clippers -10.5. But, a lot of pressure here for this Clippers team. They need to win. They are expected to win. Nationally televised game against rival Lakers. That's their biggest rival there is. And like we said, they are expected to win this game without no LeBron James and Anthony Davis. So we'll take the Lakers +10.5, and we'll trust those role players. We'll trust Kuzma to have a good game. Caitlin Horton-Tucker, Dennis Schroeder, Caruso all need to have decent, solid games out here, and we need Andre Drummond to play. But we will take the 10.5 here for the Lakers. Alrighty, keep moving on here to the Hornets and the Celtics, and I get 9 there with the Hornets. Darn! Hornets +9, Celtics -9. We just saw Gordon Hayward is out, Malik Monk is out, LaMelo Ball is out for the Hornets. Now for the Celtics, Tristan Thompson is out, Semi Oulajé is out, Jaylen Brown is a game-time decision. So they're still going to be rocking with Robert Williams at the 1, and man, oh man, we got to stay away from this one because, I mean, how many pieces can this Hornets team lose and still win? I think they've just kind of had the straw that broke the camel's back with that Gordon Hayward out, and I think it's just going to be a little bit too much. So gonna stay away from this game. Let's see if the Celtics can kind of repeat that great performance that they just had. I think that was kind of like their first win there with Evan Fournier, and Evan Fournier had a good game and everybody was kind of rocking. Robert Williams had like the game of his life against the Rockets the other night. So we'll see if this is kind of what this kind of new Celtics team is after the trade line of what we just saw in their last meeting against the Rockets, or if they're going to flounder against this Hornets team that is streaking and next man up mentality is kind of thriving over there. So we'll stay away from this one and just learn from it. Alrighty, then we get the Grizzlies and the 76ers. 76ers -4. Yes. This Grizzlies team is not ready to start competing with kind of the best teams. And now that Joel Embiid is back, the 76ers team is one of the best teams. So let's see if everybody's going to go here for these teams. Justice Winslow is out and Jaren Jackson is still out for the Grizzlies. And then for the 76ers, George Hill is still out, and Joel Embiid is a game-time decision. We'll see if he plays. He is in a back-to-back coming off of an injury, so he may not play this game. I'm hoping he does, and we'll rock with the 76ers -4 if Joel Embiid plays. If he doesn't play, we'll probably take it off, but I am going to kind of assume he plays out there. So let's see what happens there. Actually, let's see if we can get kind of a firm. I hate kind of leaving the show saying, well, if he doesn't play, then I would just kind of want to leave the show here, take it or leave it. So let's see if we get any solid. evidence here of Joel Embiid playing. Trae Young, all right, should be good to go. Danilo Gallinari is good to go. Ooh, Isaiah Thomas is ruled out Sunday, so he's not making his debut here for the Pelicans, unfortunately. Well, I'm truly interested to see how this man's going to look game one back after missing the entire last year. All right, Joel Embiid is uncertain for Sunday. That's not great. That's the last thing we have on Joel Embiid, uncertain. Alrighty. We'll take the 76ers -4. Even without Joel Embiid, I think they still can get it done. We just saw Tobias Harris be the leading scorer last night. So 76ers -4. Either way, Joel Embiid out. We'll still take it. I'm not ready to buy this Grizzlies team 100% just quite yet against good teams. So 76ers -4, we'll take it. Alrighty, Warriors, Hawks. Warriors -1.5, Hawks +1.5. Are we serious with this one? Oh no, we just missed out on it. No, as we just said, what was it, 3 minutes ago? Trae Young gets off the injury report 3 minutes ago. Danilo Gallinari available to play just 3 minutes ago, and we just missed out on the value. We were this close of locking in Hawks +1, and now we're gonna have to wait for this to kind of up. There it is. Oh no, we accidentally clicked on the game. So let's go back here. It looks like it's going to be 11 now. Well, they took it off. They took it all off. So it looked to be 11. So we'll go with 11 there. We'll stay away from it, unfortunately. But here we go. Draymond Green, game time decision for the Warriors. And Eric Paschall is out. For the Hawks, Danilo Gallinari, game time decision, but we just saw he's going to be playing, available to play. Trae Young, game time decision. We just saw him going to play. John Collins is still out. Cam Reddish is still out. And Chris Dunn, a game time decision. So we'll see if he's kind of back and ready to rock now. But if it's going to be 11, I'm going to stay away from it. I do like the Hawks in that Warriors team just got blown out. So maybe pride, ego takes over for this game, keeps it a little bit close. So we'll have to stay away from that one. Not going to swallow 11 there with the Hawks just quite yet. But they are 2-0 with Lou Williams now, so him coming off the bench definitely provides the spark that they need, and that Hawks +1.5 would have been great value. Damn it. Folks, that's why you have to watch live. Value slips away just like that. Alrighty, let's keep going here. Last two games, Pelicans, Rockets. Pelicans -5.5, Rockets +5.5. Let's see what we get here. For the Pelicans, Isaiah Thomas not making his debut. Unfortunate. Josh Hart is still out. We know he's about to miss 2 weeks. Brandon Ingram, game time decision. Lonzo Ball, game time decision. Zion Williamson, game time decision. So will they all be back here? Or is Nickeil Alexander-Walker still going to have to pick up the slack of everybody being out? And then for the Rockets, Eric Gordon out, John Wall out, David Waba out, and Dante Exum still out. So John Wall being out is the biggest piece. We can only kind of rely on, Christian Wood and Kelly Olynyk so much, right? We just saw we took them plus those points without John Wall, like +11 on their last meeting, and they lost by like 13, 14, 16, even worse. So we get -5.5 here for the Pelicans. I'm assuming some of those players are going to play. We've been seeing, Zion and Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball game time decision for the last couple of games now. So I'm assuming some of these players are going to actually be good to go now. Did we see anything about them when we were going through this? Just the Isaiah Thomas. Alrighty. So we'll take the Pelicans -5.5. I cannot trust this Rockets team. I would still trust this Pelicans team over what the Rockets have. So we'll choose Pelicans -5.5. And then the last game of the night, the Magic and the Nuggets. Man, oh man, Nuggets -16.5, Magic +16.5. Probably definitely going to stay away from this one. I mean, this Nuggets team is so freaking good with Aaron Gordon. So let's see if everybody's good to go for them first. For the Magic, so many game time decisions here. Kem Birch, game time decision. Otto Porter, game time decision. Michael Carter-Williams, game time decision. Gary Harris, game time decision. Mo Bamba, game time decision. Kareem Maine, game time decision. Jeez, is anybody good to go? And then for the Nuggets, just Monte Morris, game time decision. So Nuggets are rocking all their plays. Hang on. Oh! It's only Hawks -0.5 point now. They fixed it. I thought they were going all the way up to -11. Well, whatever it is, let's lock this in now. Hawks -0.5 point. We just got it. Alrighty, we'll lock it in. If they're putting it out there, Hawks minus half a point. Yes, sir. Bingo, bango. We love it. We'll take that. Gonna stay away from Nuggets and Magic. It's just too many for me to swallow there. Hawks minus half a point. That's easy money there. We love it. Alrighty, so our moneymaker tonight is Nets minus 2, Lakers plus 10.5, 76ers minus 4.5, Pelicans minus 5.5, and Hawks minus half a point. I think that's the steal of the night if nothing wonky has just happened. Kind of interesting that we kind of saw it fade into a minus 11 there for the Hawks, but now minus half a point that they just kind of put it right back on there. So don't know if that's a miscalculation. Now that we locked it in, let's just kind of refresh and see what happens. Now it's down to a pick'em? Is that right? Why is that a pick'em? Now we even get better value. Pick'em. Bingo. We'll take that. That's a little interesting there. Hawks at home. Warriors just got absolutely obliterated in their last game. Trae Young, good to go. Danilo Gallinari, good to go. Clint Capella, still good to go. Lou Williams, still good to go. What are we scared of on this Warriors team? Come on. Nobody. I know Steph Curry's playing. That's it. Okay. I'm taking the Hawks. I'm taking the Hawks straight up. All right. So that's our moneymaker for today. Love that we kind of were able to get that Hawks game in there. So officially, here we go. Nets minus 2, Lakers plus 10.5, 76ers minus 4, Pelicans minus 5.5, and the Hawks a pick 'em, folks. So all they have to do is win. Alrighty, that's going to do our moneymaker for today. Let's head over to our NFL draft prospect of the day. And today we're looking at Jevon Holland, safety from Oregon. So we'll take a look at his stats and take a look at his film and see how this man is playing. Should our teams be drafting him? Should we be using a first-round pick, the number 1 overall pick on this man? Should we be drafting this man round 7 or not at all? So let's see what we get here. Jevon Holland, safety from Oregon, a 6'1", 201 safety. Now, his freshman season, he played in the safety position, and then the sophomore year, he moved over to the slot corner and still had success there. Then in 2020, he opted out of the season. So, unfortunately, we haven't seen him play. Currently, we haven't seen him be able to get better every single season, but we have been able to see him get kind of, good, solid for his first 2 seasons. So here we go. 2018 with Oregon, his freshman season at the safety position, 42 tackles, 5 interceptions, yes sir, 6 pass defenses. Do not throw my way, I'm breaking it up, so wonderful job there. Then in 2019, 66 total tackles, fantastic, 4.5 for a loss there, 4 interceptions, so fantastic, still keeping up with that pace. Ended up having a pick 6 as well, yes sir, and 4 pass defenses, so still getting it done even though he kind of changed around his position a tad there from 2018 and 2019, so still great jobs there. All right, got to, and then did not play in 2020. So let's see what he did, because he got to a bowl game in 2018 and 2019, so let's see how he performed in these bowl games now. All right, 2018 bowl game against Michigan State. They get the win. He had 4 total tackles. He had a pick, yes, sir, and a pass defense. So getting it done in the bowl game, fantastic. And look at this one, a 7-6 bowl game win for Oregon. I mean, a 1-point win. The defense locked it up the entire game. They only give up 6 points there in the third quarter. Offense got it done in the fourth quarter, putting up a full touchdown. But yes, sir, that's what we're talking about. Lock up defense the entire game. Got the pick. Yes, sir. Very well done to Jevon Holland there, year 1. Let's see if he was able to kind of step it up in year 2. Let's see what he did in the bowl game in 2019. All right, got to 2 bowl games. This one's the Pac-12 Conference Championship. They get the win. Love it. Let's see what he did here. He had 4 tackles in the championship game, love it, and 1 pass defense, and collectively the defense held Utah to 15 points, so we'll take that as a true great win there for Jevon Holland. Then they get to the bowl game against Wisconsin. They get the win again. Yes, sir. What do we get here? 8 total tackles, no interceptions, no pass defenses, but we'll take the 8 tackles, and they held Wisconsin to 27 points in another 1-point win there with Oregon, so the defense bending and not breaking. Nice kind of close wins there. in these bowl games. So very, very, very well done. Absolutely love it. Getting it done in the bowl game, that's all we want you to do, honestly. So Jevon Holland gets it done in crunch time. Nice kind of stat line in those bowl games as well. So very, very well done. Now, the only thing I kind of wanted to take a look at in stat-wise before we get to the film is what were their records in 2018 and 2019, and then compare that to what they did in 2020, because if they were kind of still winning without him in 2020, that's going to be a little bit of a red flag. Little red flag. I'm not going to count it as a big red flag because after what we just saw in his kind of bowl games for 2018 and 2019, that really kind of sold me a lot there. But let's just kind of take a look here. Their records throughout the years. So let's start here in 2018. The Ducks went 9-4 and won their bowl game. 2019, they went 12-2. Wow, great record there, and won their bowl game. Very well done. And their championship game and the bowl game. So very well done there. So hopefully here in 2020, they don't have a good record. Let's see what Oregon did here in 2020. 4-3. Yeah, okay. All right. They only played 7 games. They got to a bowl game as well. So let's see what happened in that bowl game. And they lose. Yes, they lose the bowl game without Jevon Holland, folks. So this just rises his draft stock, in my opinion. Let's see what the final score was. 17-34. They gave up 34 points. They did never do that with Jevon Holland. So, alrighty, man. I'm loving Jevon Holland, folks. The stats are great. His bowl game performances are great. And Oregon didn't have a great season without him. Another reason why that's kind of great for Jevon Holland. He kind of makes that team. So, alrighty, the stats are all pointing to this man is fantastic. Now the only thing we have to evaluate is his tape, is his film looking as good as his stats were on paper. So let's see what we get here. We get a nice little highlight package here. So here we go. Jevon Holland, Oregon Ducks safety / slot corner. Let's get his official number just in case we have to follow him around the field, and he is number 8. So here we go. Let's see what this man can do. Alrighty, first play up against Auburn, and this looks to be in the bowl game in 2019. Let's kind of, before we watch the play, let's see what happened here. This was 2019. When did they face Auburn? When was this? That was the first game. What's so special about this game? What do we get? It's on a neutral field, so it's a little weird. But just first game of the season, kickoff. All right. Let's just count it as that. All right, here we go. First game of the season here against Auburn. Let's see what this man can do. Quarterback for Auburn going deep, and that's just easy. Underthrown ball. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication there by the receiver. Receiver just couldn't come back and played, and that's just easy. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, this is great coverage all day. Look at this. I mean, folks, he's right. Jevon Holland is right on this wide receiver. Fantastic. So, just in the right position at the right time. That's easy as heck. So, he's got sure hands. He's not one of these corners where, oh my God, it's a short pick and I drop it. He's got sure hands on easy catches out here. So, very well done. First play, very well done guarding the man, and he gets the pick. All right, next play up. Another quarterback going deep and testing his side, and that's a pass defense. Yes, sir. Let's watch it one more time. Once again, some great coverage right here in front of the receiver a little bit, and then plays the ball at the right time. A breakup. If you're testing this man 101, you're going to have a bad time out here. Back-to-back plays of getting it done. Let's see what. Oh my God, great uniforms here by Oregon. Holy cow, these neon lime green. Woo-hoo-hoo, I love them. And this man's obviously stunting in these, looking good, playing good, feeling good. Pick, yes, sir. A little upset that this highlight isn't that well done. But yeah, jumps over right in front, cuts the route short. Just jumps up and makes that pick. And man, that uniform is crazy. Oof. All right, here we go against Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl. Comes up and just makes the big ol' hit. Yes, sir. Let's watch this one more time here. Little bit of a reverse here, and he doesn't get beat. He doesn't fall for the fake. Brings them down 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Goes and attacks the ball. I love it. Go and attack the ball. Don't break down and let them juke around you. If you're a surefire tackle, you got no problem just going 100%. You don't have to break down every single tackle. That's fantastic right there. All right, love it already. Next play up here. over the middle of the field, bad throw, and then he's just there to make the pick in the end zone. Yes, sir, sliding grab, just playing it perfectly, and it's a bad throw. He makes you pay. He will make you pay for bad throws. He'll also make you pay for testing his side one-on-one. All right, here we go. Playing a wide receiver screen, whoever created this highlight package, I'm sorry, this is not good. You cannot be doing cross cuts right there on the same play. Let's see it and then see it from another angle. But man, oh man, all in one, I hate it. But either way, he blows up that wide receiver screen. I love that, absolutely. I mean, like I said, this is kind of a lot of the play that's going on along in the NFL. These quick kind of everything at the line of scrimmage, everything very quick, getting the ball out of the hands of the quarterback quick into the playmakers quickly, and that's why we are going to be seeing a lot of wide receiver screens, and that's why we're kind of looking to see if you're having wide receiver screen in your kind of defensive tape, because if you can stop it, you're going to work in this league, and that's what this man did right here. So fantastic. Alrighty, quarterback going deep again, overthrow, bingo, bango. So the knock that on these interceptions on paper is that they're kind of all overthrows, underthrows. Now, we still have to give him credit for being in the right place at the right time and making a play on the ball. We're not going to knock him for getting interceptions. That's wild, but it is still something to kind of take it with a grain of salt. And some of these interceptions are kind of very underwhelmingly badly thrown. All right, let's keep it up here. All right, Washington quarterback going a little bit deep over the middle of the field in his own end zone, and then just doesn't see him. Look at this man break on this ball right over the middle. Woof, just jumps right in front of that wide receiver. I wish we got a little bit of a better angle on this one. Unfortunately, we don't, but then he returns it for a pick six as well. Wonderful job right here. Just wandering in the middle of the field, reads the quarterback's eyes, jumps in front of the receiver literally at the last second, and then brings it all the way for the six. Alrighty, I'm feeling this man already. I like he's all over the field, folks. My favorite defensive players are Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jamal Adams, Tyrann Mathieu, because these are kind of roaming safeties that can be literally anywhere on the field at any given point, blitzing, playing man coverage, shallow zone coverage, deep man ball. He can play it all, so I absolutely love it. Alrighty, here we go. Quarterback stepping out of the pocket, stepping up, and here we go. Oh, wide receiver coming back at the ball, but look at this great technique. Jevon Holland coming over the right shoulder, knocking the ball free at the last second, and then still having the recognition of getting the ball after it was kind of tipped up after that kind of poor catch there, and after the good breakup. Let's count it as that, because he actually does kind of break it up himself here. Once again, that quick cut, trash. But goes up, sees it, gets the ball. Fantastic work. I mean, man, oh man. All right, now we get him on punt return as well. Let's see what this man can do. How dangerous is this man in the backfield? Catches it from about the 10-yard line, just goes up the short side of the sideline, and he's almost gone. Oh, he's got some great speed. Oh, and look at that little hesitation to beat 24, the last man of defense here. That stutter step got him 100%, and then that acceleration after that stutter step, that is great speed. Yes, sir, we've got the good speed on this man. We've already kind of seen that throughout this highlight tape with him kind of sticking with these wide receivers, 15, 20, 25 yards down the field. And he's right in their hip pocket every time, so he's not getting burned. He's got, we're going to call it great speed out here. Love it. Alrighty, let's keep it going now. We still got a minute highlight left. Another kind of kick/punt return. What do you do here? Oh, he's on the defensive side this time. Yes, sir. You can get it done anywhere you put him out on the field. He's making tackles right here, putting him down at the 18-yard line. That's 2 yards short of or where you would have gotten it. So what a tackle right here, just coming flying in. Here he is. Bingo. Goes down low, flips him up. And that's a surefire tackle right there. I love that. Oh, yeah, sir. And then the flex after. Love it. All right, this time against Cal. Coming up on the blitz. No. He's still going deep here. Ball ducked in the air. What another interception. That's just a duck in the air that he's able to go and just kind of get. I mean, that's too easy out here. What is that, the third or fourth easy interception for this man? All right, but a decent return there. Nice 30-yard return. All right, against Stanford now. Stafford, quarterback. Once again, underthrown. I mean, man, oh man. Once again, this is great coverage. It's just great coverage. He's literally right on him. So I don't know what this quarterback are. Either they're just awful decisions by the quarterback. They're like, there's nothing open, and I'm going to kind of test Jevon Holland. That's never good. Now, NFL quarterbacks, don't think, oh, it's one-on-one coverage with Jevon Holland. You're going to have a bad time. So another great pick here. Just right position, right time, keeping up, forcing a bad pass here, all collectively defensively here. Nowhere to go, nothing open, pressure's coming, gotta let it go, and that's just an easy pick. Oh my God! What's this replay? Here we go. Quarterback has to get rid of the ball quickly, and look where he is right here. He's on this man, but he has the wherewithal to kind of bat it. Look, he's not even, is he even looking? I don't even think he's looking at the ball. He just has his hand out because he sees that's where the ball is going. Can't do anything else, but he knows that he can just try and get his right hand out to try and break up this ball, and he does. Oh my gosh, the ball awareness on this man is fantastic. Whoa, ball awareness. Yes, sir. I'm loving this man. Here we go. Let's finish it off here. Stafford going deep again. Great coverage. Where are you going? This is not open. You think this is open right here? This is open with the other safety coming over the top. Great coverage defensively. Breaks it up before the ball actually gets to the wide receiver. Well done. And I believe that's a tight end, so he can guard tight ends, corners, or wide receivers. It doesn't matter. So very, very well done. I am big on this man. Jevon Holland, folks. All righty. I know this kind of this draft is, does have some quality safeties, but I mean, Jevon Holland, if you don't get one of those bigger name safeties, I think you can take a risk on this man. And like we said, his only knock is that he did not play last season. That is it. So Jevon Holland, love this man. Fantastic, love him. He's getting our seal of approval here. Not a lot of players are getting takes by fan seal of approval, but that's one of ours right here, Jevon Holland. Love this man. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for joining us on this wonderful Easter day here. So we're back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, doing it all again. New NFL draft prospect to look at, breaking down the NBA, updating our MVP and Sixth Man of the Year candidates in the first place, who is going to be in first place, and those come tomorrow, whatever happens tonight. And we'll be maybe doing it. We will be doing. Oh, Andre Drummond is out. Now. So let's see what the spread has changed to. Has anything changed here for this Lakers spread? Is it still 10.5? Because now we're going to have to go without Andre Drummond. So hopefully Montrezl Harrell can get it done by himself. But we're also still going to need these other great Lakers players. But we're still going to be taking the Lakers plus 10.5 here. We're going to trust this. We're just going to trust them, folks. We're just going to trust them. At home, same thing with the Clippers. Big old rivalry, Easter day, midday game. We're going to take the points and trust that they can at least hang in with them. Alrighty. Whoa, Drew Holiday and the Bucks have reportedly agreed to a $160 million contract extension. He just played fantastically well last night against without Giannis. So they're like, all right, you're good to go. Get over here. You're staying here. Alrighty, truly well done. I mean, they definitely need that. They need some facilitator on that floor that's not, a big of Chris Middleton or Brook Lopez or Giannis. So definitely got to secure that man when you can. Alrighty, that's looking like it's it right here. That is looking like it's it. All right, so alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, as always. Alrighty, folks, we'll see you.